Ugh, these modern games are such a drag. I'm pretty sure that older games were way more fun. No unnecessary DLC, no microtransactions, no soulless looking realistic faces staring at me with dead eyes. Only good old fun. I miss the old times so much. If only I could. Wait, what if? Yeah, that's it! Hello dear patients, your favorite doctor here, Dr. Plague, and today we're going to travel back in time. Quite literally. Don't you ever feel like everything was better before? Like you were happier, life was brighter, and in terms of video games they were much better and more fun? Well, I sure as hell do, and I'm sick of it, so I'm preparing a concoction so I can go back in time and enjoy simpler days. I just need to mix these ingredients and I think I got the recipe down. I just have to take a sip and... Oh god, I don't feel so good. Oh no, what happened? Where am I? Wait a moment. I think I did it. Yes, I did it. I'm back in 2007. This is awesome. Now I can enjoy all the great games I used to play back in the day. So get ready, because it's Friday night and I'm gonna play some games while listening to Linkin Park. Wait, what is this?
Dear Doctor, we came just in time to get to you before you travel back in time and managed to get you something that will help you out in your adventure. Just please, whatever you do, if you value your sanity, please don't take them off under any circumstance. If you ever decide to come back to the present, we'll be waiting for you with more fun tasks. Take care, Mr. Doctor.
Let's see what's inside the package. Why would I need to wear some stupid glasses? Oh well, better safe than sorry. But before we start, let's delve a little deeper into this feeling, this overwhelming sensation called nostalgia. So, what is nostalgia exactly? The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines nostalgia as a wistful or excessively sentimental yearning for return to or for some past period or irrecoverable condition. Nostalgia is a pretty common feeling, like wanting to return to childhood, a time in your life without worries, debts, or the crushing and unbearable weight of reality. But was it really a time of golden glee? According to Alan R. Hirsch in his report Nostalgia, a Neuropsychiatric Understanding, nostalgia is a yearning for an idealized past, a longing for a sanitized impression of the past, what in psychoanalysis is referred to as a screen memory, not a true recreation of the past, but rather a combination of many different memories, all integrated together, and in the process all negative emotions are filtered out. With this in mind, nostalgia is not exactly associated to specific memories, but rather an emotional state. We reminisce about specific periods when everything was better, or at least according to our distorted memories. Well, fuck, that sounds very grim. Are you telling me that all those moments I spent playing old games weren't that great? Nah, I don't buy that. Let's just put on these glasses, which are pink for some strange reason, and start with, Alright, this should be very damn nice. It's Diddy Kong Racing DS. This game was released back in 2007 and it's just a masterpiece. This game has a lot of similarities to Crash Team Racing, but the original Diddy Kong Racing came out 2 years before the original CTR, back in 1997. The story of the game is simple. The evil wizard alien Whispig has invaded Timber the Tiger's island and is terrorizing the village. The only way to defeat him and make him go away is by completing a series of challenges and races. Because of course. But you don't just race in carts, you also have to use planes and hovercrafts. You also have an overworld to explore and find collectibles, as well as getting to the different hubs where the races take place. After you win all the races in a hub, you face a boss in a race. Then you have to complete some challenges in the tracks and beat the boss again. The DS version introduced some new functionalities with the touchscreen and the microphone, as well as some customization, new tracks and new characters. Oh boy, I'm so excited to go back to this gem. I hope my old save file is still intact. Well, looks like my save file is still working. Excellent, I'm going to play a couple of races before I get into the adventure mode proper. I'm ready to burn some rubber. Wait, the glasses are fogging up. I can't play this awesome game with blurry vision. I'll just take the glasses off for a moment and clean them later. The fun can't wait. Oh, this is a little underwhelming. Keeping in mind that this is a Nintendo DS game, I have nothing to complain about in regards to the graphics. But with this game being in the Nintendo DS, there is a glaring flaw: the lack of an analog stick. It's not as awkward as with other games like Super Mario 64 DS, but it is a little inconvenient, especially if you use a character with low handling. It baffles me how the hell I was able to properly play this game back in the day, god damn. Speaking of controls, I hope that you have good and agile reflexes. See, the way of getting a startup boost in this game is very particular. In other games like Mario Kart DS, you have to keep the A button pressed for the correct amount of time to get a starting boost. But here you have to use the touch screen for the car and the plane, and the microphone for the hovercraft. So, you spin a wheel or an air screw, and depending on how much you manage to do it, you get a boost. So you need to immediately change your hand position from holding the stylus to pressing the buttons to accelerate. Most of the times it's just easier to pause the game right after getting the boost and properly get a hold of your DS. For the hovercraft it's a bit less awkward since you have to blow on the microphone to get the initial boost. Remember I talked about the customization using the touchscreen and the microphone? Well, it was very simple. You could draw logos with the touch screen in a very similar function to Mario Kart DS. You could also create your own tracks by drawing them, which could result in nicely designed tracks or absolute nightmares full of impossible turns where you fall out of the track every 5 seconds. But it was fun nonetheless and provided a nice replay value. But the microphone? The microphone was used in a very interesting way. You could record your very own sounds using the DS microphone and set them as your default sounds for when you get hit, get ahead of another racer, win or lose a race. This could either be an awesome way to customize your game, or turn it into a hellish mess. Guess which one I chose when I was a teenager. As far as the story mode goes, it's mostly unchanged from the N64 version in general, but it does have some extra challenges making use of the new technology, like going around blowing off torches using the microphone or playing Sling with some frogs in order to unlock Drumstick as a playable character. Whispeak is still a bitch to beat though. Your execution in both races had to be pitch perfect if you wanted to beat him, and there is a particular aspect about the game that always pissed me off. Do you see the speed panels in the racetracks? There is a way to get more speed out of them. Go ahead and try to guess what it is. Drifting? Pressing up on the D-pad? No, you have to let go of the A button. That's the last thing you ever consider doing in a racing game. What were they thinking? Oops, sorry, wrong channel. Okay, I can say that Diddy Kong Racing DS has aged particularly well, but don't worry, I'm sure I'll be able to find another gem of yesteryear. Alright, here we go baby, let's take a look at the original Crash 4 in Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. I can already feel the hate coming at me through your screens, and I sort of understand. Wrath of Cortex was not a very well received game. This was the first Crash Bandicoot game to be released in multiple platforms instead of being a PlayStation exclusive, and also the first mainline game not to be developed by Naughty Dog. Many people complained about it being too similar to Crash 3, and to that I say, what's wrong with that? I mean, Crash Bandicoot Warped is one of the best platform games of all time. There's never too much of a good thing, right? Right? Let's go ahead and start with this misunderstood gem. The game starts presumably after Warp, with all the main villains for the last game being scolded by Uka Uka for being, in its own words,
Imbeciles! Fools! Nincompoops!
When Engine accidentally spills the beans on Cortex's new creation, to which Uka Uka responds by summoning 4 other ancient masks called the Elementals, capable of tearing down the world to absolute shreds, which means it's time for Crash and the gang to work once again. The hub area of this game is incredibly similar to the Time Twister in Warped, just not as pretty. As with the previous game, you have 5 different sets of 5 levels to complete. The same rules as the previous games apply. You collect the crystal in 5 levels, then you get a boss battle and continue with the next set of worlds until you get to the final battle with Cortex, only to learn that you have to collect all the gems and relics as well in order to see the true ending. As far for the levels, they are pretty regular platforming linear levels. However, there are a lot more gimmicks in this game than in the ones before to keep things fresh. You have robotic suits, invisibility potions, driving sections, and a little helicopter backpack. Now that's what I call gameplay variety. This is awesome. Oh shit, not the fog again. I can't see anything. I guess I have to remove them. Oh my god, what the hell is this? Has this game always looked this bad? Look at these character models, they look as if they've all had a stroke. One glaring flaw that people are always quick to point out about this game is its loading screens. The GameCube and Xbox versions of the game have shorter loading times, but the PS2, dear lord, the loading games are atrocious. You have to wait almost 1 minute for each level, boss fight or visit to the hub to completely load. This slows down the pace of the game to a crawl. The controls can also be stiff at times, mostly in those new gimmick sections. And speaking of gimmick sections, I haven't talked about the most recognizable new type of level introduced in this game, the hamster ball. In these levels you have to control a ball with Crash inside, and you must traverse levels full of pits and various obstacles in order to make it to the end. A not so nice detail is that all the other villains were demoted to obstacles in these levels. Well, all except for Engine, who became a driver in a racing level. The variety of the level themes is very nice, given that most themes are not repeated in future levels, yet these do not feel as tightly designed as the ones in the original trilogy, especially 2 and 3. The bosses are also nothing to write home about, especially the first one, in which you have to use the hamster ball. Did I forget to mention that this game has one of, if not the worst power-up ever created for the franchise? The ability to tiptoe on top of nitro crates, which you use like 2 or 3 times in the game. I used to remember this game way more fondly. Is it the worst Crash Bandicoot game ever made? Of course not, that dishonor should go to Mind Over Mutant. However, it is nowhere near as good as I remembered it. It looks like time hasn't been kind with this game. Or is it me, the one who has suffered the effects of time? This can't be real. It seems like the only way I can truly enjoy these games is when I'm using these stupid glasses. But why? You know what? I'm done playing. I'm taking out the big guns. Yes, I'm picking up a real timeless classic. It's Super Mario 64. There is no way that I could ever complain about this game. This is the moment when 3D platformers were revolutionized forever. I never had a Nintendo 64 when I was a kid, but I borrowed one from a cousin in order to play this game. Glasses, please don't fail me now. Super Mario 64 was released back in 1996, and it was an important milestone in gaming. All previous Mario games had been in 2D for obvious reasons, so once you see Mario coming out from that green pipe and start running around the exterior gardens of Peach's castle, it's an experience like no other. The iconic Bowser laughter, the music, entering Bomb Bomb Battlefield for the first time, it truly hits different. Echoes of simpler times, easier times. Okay, these fucking glasses are blinding me. I need to take them. Oh no, no, I broke the pink glasses. What am I gonna do now? Well, this game's a classic, so I shouldn't have any trouble. I hope. Oh god. I don't want to be rude, but the graphics have definitely not aged well. The characters have a lot of edges and look boxy as hell. I know that this is an old game, but the original Crash Bandicoot game came out of the same year and didn't look nearly as square as this one. But don't get me wrong, this was a technical marvel at the time. The levels were open for you to explore and find secrets, and the maneuvers you could accomplish thanks to the controls were insane, with people finding a lot of tricks to get stars more easily and skip parts of the levels. However, there is one aspect that is not so smooth, and that's the camera. I know that there's a great detail about Lakitu physically holding the camera, but the camera controls in this game are not good. Sometimes the camera can go apeshit or crash with the scenery of the level, making the handling a little bit difficult. But come on, this can't be that bad, right? I mean, the missions to get stars are fun and there are multiple stars that you can get on a single level. Let's get the one for defeating the King Bob-omb.
Here we go!
That's right, you get kicked out from the level each time you get a star. Why was this even a thing? Of all the aspects that one can complain about in this game, this specific thing is the worst. There are various stars per level, and most of them could easily be obtained in a single run of the level. But no, you have to wait for the victory animation to complete, save your game, and then you can return to the level to get a different star. This is especially frustrating if you take into account the coin challenges, aka getting 100 normal coins or the 8 special red coins in every level. Some of the red coins are located in annoying places, so getting them by accident and then having to do it all over again just because you found a different star and got kicked out of the level is ridiculous. There are other contemporary games that handle this aspect in a better way, like Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, and, as random as it may seem, Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. Also, the 100 coin stars suck. You shouldn't be required to do this to get a star, it should just be an optional objective to get an additional life. This is impossible! Were all my memories that twisted? Why was I always craving to go back and relive the past when so many advancements have been made in modern day gaming? Maybe it is true. I didn't really miss the games. I just missed the emotions and moments I was going through when I played them. Being a kid without any type of worries, being a teenager and arriving home on a Friday night, finally being able to play some video games after a long week of study, having sleepovers with friends on weekends and stay up playing all night and eating snacks. Those are the moments we can't replicate or relive. But there's nothing wrong with reminiscing, and if games can help us feel like we're back in those moments in time and feel those emotions, I think wearing the rose-tinted glasses for a little bit every once in a while is more than worth it. Wait, what's going on? What happened? I'm back in the present. Did I really travel back in time? I guess not. Maybe I just passed out from the concoction I just drank. But you know what that means? I'm back in the present, baby. I can stop thinking so much about the past and start appreciating the present more and enjoy some modern games. Yeah! Aw man, I wish it was 2007.